YogaTuneUp micro-region routines are highly specialized quick-fix support therapy, focusing on the areas of the body that tend to give us the most trouble. Areas such as the neck, shoulders, back, and hips often tighten, seize, and pull because of overuse, underuse, or poor posture. These areas give us the most trouble because they hold the most blind spots. Those are regions within your body where you may not know there's a need for some conditioning until it's too late and the pain sets in. These micro-region quick fixes are designed to quickly tune up the specific joints, muscles, and connective tissue that make up the particular region for which the routine has been designed. The sequences are derived from remedial exercise, physical therapy, yoga, and massage. They're structured to basically floss your joints, literally taking them through their full range of motion in order to lubricate, stretch, and strengthen all of the muscles and connective tissue in that area. Now please select your first micro-region and let's find and heal those blind spots. I'm Jill Miller, creator of YogaTuneUp, and welcome to YogaTuneUp. YogaTuneUp is an intelligent, whole-body health and fitness system that heals damaged muscle tissue, increases overall strength, and bolsters the immune system. It combines elements of yoga, calisthenics, and body therapy, helping to restore physical imbalances, improve coordination, and increase flexibility, all while relieving painful injuries and reducing stress. YogaTuneUp provides a systemized workout program that helps you strengthen and tone your muscles, regulate your nervous system, and relieve aches and pains. And with the YogaTuneUp at-home program, you'll get a customized series of workout routines where I'll be coaching you through each workout. Every month, you'll get new workout routines sent direct to your doorstep on DVD. With YogaTuneUp, it truly doesn't matter if you've never done yoga before or if you've been practicing for years. It's also okay if you've been a bit inactive lately or you're a seasoned endurance athlete. The YogaTuneUp at-home program is specifically designed to work with your body type and your experience level. Each month's workout routines build on the work you've done the previous month, creating a systemized progression of advancement for your overall strength, stamina, and endurance. And to keep you focused and on track, we provide you with an online diary and scheduler where you can monitor your progress, schedule your practice times, and get helpful support reminders. For direct support, you can ask questions in the forums and participate in the monthly teleconferences hosted by certified YogaTuneUp trainers. Come along and join the thousands of others who've benefited from YogaTuneUp. Tight hips wreak havoc on our posture in so many ways, and when not properly stretched and strengthened, can make it very difficult to move gracefully or efficiently through our days. Hip issues can come from a variety of factors, such as the many tendons, ligaments, bones, and muscles that comprise the largest joint in our body. This 5-minute YogaTuneUp Quick Fix will help with both circulation and relaxation, along with some key stretches You'll also be using your YogaTuneUp therapy balls to massage into the piriformis, the muscle that lies directly over the sciatic nerve, a nerve famous for radiating pain from the low back all the way down to the ankle. So, let's get started. This series canvases the hips from every conceivable direction and helps to awaken the iliopsoas, our most powerful hip flexor. We have two iliopsoas, and often one will be much stronger than the other. This imbalance can cause all sorts of compensation patterns within both hips. Because most of us tend to favor one hip more than another, it's important to regularly narrow our focus exclusively onto the hips to bring them back into balance. You'll need a block for some of these exercises, which will penetrate into the inner and outer thighs and your hamstrings. This 10-minute YogaTuneUp Quick Fix also offers a big bonus: hard-to-reach lower abdominal toning and buttock toning. The series concludes with a YogaTuneUp therapy ball massage of the frequently tight IT band. You will love the way your hips feel after this work. Let's get started. Who amongst us hasn't had low back pain at one time or another? All too often, we get a tweak from a simple action like bending over to pick up the newspaper or lifting heavy objects improperly. Sometimes the pain is caused by sitting for long periods of time, and other times it's from doing too much. No matter the cause, a concentrated combination of back strengthening, core toning, stretches, and a YogaTuneUp therapy ball massage are the perfect quick fix remedy you'll find here. Let's get started. One of the most successful ways to treat low back pain while boosting your energy for longevity is to tone all of the muscles that support the low back bones. These core muscles are designed to brace around your lower torso like a well-harnessed cummerbund. This series targets your rectus abdominals, that's the six-pack muscles we're all striving for, the obliques, diagonal core muscles, and the deepest core muscle called the transverse, and finally, the injury-prone low back muscle, the quadratus lumborum. You will also need to use a strap or towel for a stretch that tractions the lumbar spine. We finish off with a relaxing YogaTuneUp therapy ball massage that targets your low back. Let's get started. One of the most common foot problems is plantar fasciitis. This short 5-minute series helps to stretch the thick fascia or connective tissue in the arch of the foot that is commonly inflamed due to poorly constructed shoes and walking on hard concrete. We often take our feet and ankles for granted, but they bear the weight of your entire body. Let's give them the love and care they deserve. Our feet are a wonderland of bones. 25% of the body's bones are in the feet. They are riddled with body blind spots. When these blind spots are undetected, they are not fully participating in the sharing of the distribution of your body's weight. This leaves some parts of your foot overworked and others neglected. If you have a tendency to sprain your ankles, then it's likely that the many muscles on the sides of your ankle are overstretched. This series provides several exercises to strengthen the side stabilizers of the foot and ankle while also teaching you how to articulate the bones of your foot, creating suppleness and grace in your footfall. Let's get started with your YogaTuneUp Quick Fix. Begin on your back. Bend your knees, soles of the feet on the floor, arms down alongside your hips. Slowly inhale and raise your pelvis and spine off the floor as your arms raise up overhead. At the end of your inhale, your arms are all the way overhead on the floor, pelvis high up. As you exhale, lower one bone at a time down to the floor. Your arms connect with your exhalation, lowering down at the same pace as your spine and breath. Touch down and then inhale, rise up again, lifting your tail, your arms, your spine all the way overhead till you're finished and full with your breath, and then exhale, retrograde, going down one bone at a time till your tail and your hands touch down at the end of the breath. Inhale again, fill and refresh your body, bringing breath all the way up into the uppermost part of the ribs. Exhale, slowly lower down, one bone at a time, tail and hands touch down. Inhale, Even more breath this time, filling just like a balloon, all the way to the very first rib. Exhale, slowly lower down with control. Touch down. Last time. Inhale, even more breath than before. Fill beyond your capacity. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Touch your tail. Hands down. Straighten both of your legs and lay completely flat in the corpse pose. Take a huge breath in and hold your breath. Simultaneously tense every part of your body, making fists with your hands, lifting your legs off the floor. Squeeze your face, bend your spine. Tense, 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 tense. And then exhale, let it all go. Inhale again, huge breath till you're absolutely full. This time, even tenser than before, coiling all the way into your body. Tight, 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 tight. A little tighter. And then exhale, let it all go. Last time, biggest breath yet. Inhale, hold your breath, squeeze yourself, get tighter and tighter, hug your body, knees into chest, and exhale, let it all go away. Take a bolster or a pillow now and place it underneath your knees. Adjust your shoulders so that they're away from your neck. Close your eyes, palms face the sky. Make sure you're completely comfortable so that you stay completely still for the rest of your tune-up. This is called the 3-step breath. Each inhale will be interrupted by 3 brief pauses. Exhale your breath. Inhale, pause, hold your breath. Continue your inhale, pause, hold. Complete your inhale, pause, and exhale completely. Inhale, pause. Continue your inhale, pause. Complete your inhale, pause, and exhale completely. Inhale, pause. Continue your inhale, pause. Complete your inhale, pause, hold the breath, and exhale completely. Continue to breathe just like this. Each inhalation interrupted by 3 pauses in the 3-step breath. Make sure that when you pause, that you're not tightening your body or tensing up your neck, your shoulders, your face, or your throat. We did that a moment ago when we were creating all that tension. Now, you want to use the minimum amount of force to create that brief pause. It's like a slight suspension of your inhalation, almost as if your breath were gently stepping into your body in 3 stages. Each inhalation interrupted by 3 distinct pauses. If your mind decides to go elsewhere, simply bring it back to the 3-step breath. Now, whatever effort you're using to hold your 3 steps, reduce it in half, even less effort. A subtle, momentary suspension of your breath in 3 distinct stages. Now continue to breathe in the same way, but completely remove the pauses. Your breath will now flow from your abdomen through to the ribs, unhindered by any pauses, by any steps or suspensions. A thorough wave of breath that migrates from the abdomen through to the ribs, all the way to the upper part of the lungs without tension, and then emptying completely like a wave going back out to sea. Inhale, a wave of breath that flows from the abdomen all the way through the ribs to the upper lungs, unhindered, easy, and exhaling. This is called the yogic complete breath, or abdominal thoracic breathing. A full wave migrating from the abdomen all the way up to the ribs, to the top of the lung and back. If your mind drifts elsewhere, bring it back to that wave of breath. You're more than welcome to remain lying, breathing, and meditating. But for now, I'll let you enjoy your stages of bliss from your 10-minute Yoga Tune-Up quick fix. Enjoy the bliss. Lay down on your back. Place a bolster or some pillows underneath your knees. Get comfortable. Move your shoulders away from your neck and adjust yourself so that you can lay completely still for the next 5 minutes. Close your eyes. Turn your attention inward and bring your awareness to your abdomen. Begin to breathe so that your belly swells when you inhale and deflates when you exhale. Deliberately inhale so that the belly rises. Exhale so that it falls. When we breathe in this manner into our abdomen, we're deliberately moving our diaphragm, our primary breathing muscle, in the most sedating, tranquilizing way known to the human body. This style of breathing, belly rise, belly fall, will help to calm your nervous system down and combat stress. Keep your awareness on your abdomen. Mentally repeat the word rise when you fill your belly with breath. Mentally repeat the word fall when you empty the belly of breath. Rise, fall. Rise, fall. If and when your attention wavers or goes elsewhere, simply recognize that your attention has gone somewhere else and bring it back to the rise and fall of your abdomen. Rise, fall. It's very easy to fall asleep when you're doing abdominal breathing. If you find yourself drifting off, simply return your awareness back to your abdomen and mentally repeat, rise, fall. Rise, fall. Feel the sensations of the rising of the abdomen and feel the sensations of the falling abdomen. Feel them as you mentally repeat, rise, fall. Now discard any deliberate controlling of your breathing, no longer trying to assist the belly in rising or falling. Now, simply watch the belly rise and fall without trying to make anything happen. Still repeating those words to yourself, rise and fall, but without trying to affect, change, manipulate, or impact your breathing. Now you simply bear witness to the rise and fall, the natural rise and fall. You're welcome to stay in this deep meditation for as long as you like. But for now, I'm signing off from your YogaTuneUp 5-minute quick fix. Stress underlies every chronic condition and disease. The body's natural defenses are whittled away by the presence of stress hormones in our bloodstream. If your natural healing processes are being sublimated by the stress in your daily life, you have to make a change. Proper breathing is the quickest and most effective way to literally turn that stress around and welcome a calmer, more tranquil environment for our nervous system. In this 5-minute quick fix, you will learn a simple technique called abdominal breathing that is so safe and simple, anyone can do it, anytime, any place. Let's get started. The more you practice relaxation techniques to combat stress, the more your body will physically crave returning to that feeling of stillness and calm. Better yet, The more you practice, the easier it becomes. This 10-minute stress relief primer will take you deeply into several techniques that are designed to improve your lung capacity and breath awareness while completely relaxing you from head to toe. You can practice this series as many times a day as you want. Try it first thing in the morning to bring more energy to your body upon waking, or use it as a natural sleep aid just before bed. A great bonus of practicing relaxation techniques is that it ultimately gives you more energy for longevity. In other words, slow down so that you can stay around. Let's get started. Begin on your back in Sidewinder. Hands are interlaced behind your head. Pick your feet up off the floor, and this time open your knees so that you can use your legs to help propel your Sidewinder pose. So this Sidewinder variation uses your legs to add some momentum to get deeper and deeper into the abdominal muscles and the low back muscles to help fortify your lower back. You can go totally wild here. If you've got a wood floor, you can have a blanket on the wood floor, or if you don't have a wood floor, you can put a garbage bag on top of your carpet. This is almost like having a temper tantrum, but it's a temper tantrum that's going to get you strong abdominal muscles. How cool is that? Roll over, coming onto your yoga mat. You can move your blanket aside now. Lay on your back for revolved abdominal pose. Variation 1.5. For variation 1.5, your arms are out 90 degrees to the body. And then you begin to roll from side to side and then straighten the top leg to tap the floor. Each time you rotate, the top leg overstretches itself and taps into the floor. This is going to help rotate your spine higher and higher up into the lower back so that we're targeting each and every vertebra of the low spine. Deep reach, crossing across and over, overreach the leg each time, stretching and toning the lower back muscles. Good, and release. Your next pose is another variation of the revolved abdominal pose. This time, begin by bringing both feet together right at your hands, both ankles stacked on top of each other. Inhale, reach your right leg up, carry it across all the way over to your right hand. The left foot then matches right on top of that ankle. Inhale, left leg lifts up, stretches all the way across, and then finally the right leg follows along, and the ankles match precisely. Open, cross across, and touch. Open, cross across, and touch. This helps your abdominal muscles integrate in with your inner and outer thigh muscles. So here we get toning of our legs, our core, and our spine. Good. And release. Come now onto your left side, resting on your left elbow for the side half boat pose to further tone your oblique muscles. Throw your legs forward about 30 degrees. Take a deep breath in, and on exhale, use your waist to haul your legs up. Breathe deeply here. Inhale, and on exhale, legs come up again. Last time, breathe in, exhale, use your waist to lift the legs. Good, and release. Switching over to your other side. Rest on your right elbow, right hip, legs 30 degrees forward, deep breath in, exhale, lift your legs. Now, if your legs won't stay straight, you can also do this with bent knees. If your tail or your buttock muscles are feeling not so happy about this, you can also increase the padding underneath that tail. Lift your legs up one more time and release. You want to fatigue your obliques here. Coming now onto your knees for mega plank on the floor. For your mega plank, your forearms rest on the floor and the knees are on the floor. This is an all-over abdominal strengthener. Make sure that your back is as flat as possible here and that your tail isn't poking up into the sky, nor are you dropping down. but your whole spine is levitating practically horizontally above the floor. Navel pierces the spine. Firm up the abdominal muscles till you feel the burn. When you start to shake, you know you're onto something good. This means you're waking up deeper and deeper fibers deep within your abdominal core. That will help to keep your lower back strong for life. Good, lower all the way down to the floor. Next, clasp your hands behind your back for the locust mini-vinny. Palms together. Inhale and inflate your body, rising up like a balloon. Exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, inflate and rise up. Exhale, slowly lowering down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fall. One last time, inhale, rise, and exhale, fall. Good. Breathe as you press yourself back. Roll over onto your left side for the boomerang. For boomerang, rest on your left elbow and look down. You want to see that your shoulder, hips, knees, and ankles are all in the same long line. Pull your ribs away from the waist so that you get a really nice stretch across the side of your body. If you've got the flexibility, take your hand, place it where your left elbow was, and then straighten the arms so that you increase your stretch here. Breathe, feel, traction in your lower back. Good, switch sides. Roll over onto your right hip. Joint stacking, look and see that your shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles are in the same line, and then pull your body away from the pelvis. If you have the range, bring your hand where your elbow was and then straighten the arms so that you get even more stretch on the underside of the waist. Next, lay on your back, grab a hold of your strap. This is called leg stretch number 3. And it's a stretch for your leg, but it also is wonderful for tractioning out your lower back and helping to line up your pelvic bones. Often, offset pelvic bones will cause lower back pain. Strap up your instep with your strap or your tie or towel. Straighten the right leg and then cross your leg all the way across yourself. If you have a lot of flexibility, you won't need a strap. You can just hold on to the side of your foot. From here, move your sit bone, move your buttock away from your waist. This will create a great amount of space in your lower back and help to traction, stretch, and strengthen that quadratus lumborum, the deep lower back muscle. Good. Release. Switch sides. Use your strap or not. Grab your foot, twist across yourself, move your sit bone away from your waist. At the same time, roll the right shoulder and upper back into the floor to get even more out of this pose. Breathe deeply, feeling that stretch across the back of your leg as well as your lower back. Good. Release. Lastly, we come to our massage for our lower back. For that, you'll need to grab a hold of your YogaTuneUp balls, and you'll use 2 blocks, or you can also use the end of a chair or coffee table here. Place yourself so that your feet are resting on the chair or the blocks, and then bring your balls right into the middle of your lower back. First, keep your pelvis up. Inhale here, and then exhale as you drop your tail. Inhale up, and exhale down. Inhale up, and exhale down. Now, if this is feeling pinchy or searing, then you're probably wanting to stay away from this move right now. But if this is feeling really good, then I want you to join me in one more move, which is this. Move your balls up just a smidge. Keep your tail lifted. And then shimmy your hips towards the left, and then drop the left buttock. Raise your pelvis, shimmy and skim towards the right, and drop your right buttock. Lift, shimmy, skim, drop. Lift, shimmy, skim, drop. Right now, the balls are thrusting across the fibers of your lower back muscles, cross-fibering some very often rigid, long, strippy muscles. This provides great relief, and boy, do you deserve it after doing all those core strengtheners. You can keep going for as long as you like, but for now, I'm signing off. This was your Yoga Tune-Up 10-minute quick fix. We'll begin on your back with knee circles. Lay on your back and bend your right knee. The knee begins to trace circles on the ceiling. Each circle is slightly larger than the one before it. As best you can, keep your abdominal muscles engaged so that your back doesn't sway all over the place here, but that you're just circling deep inside the hip, rotating and rotating. Good. Go ahead and circle in the other direction, first starting at your largest circle and then making each circle smaller in turn. This is a great therapy for your hip sockets because it gets every single muscle in the hip nice and warm. Switch your legs. Circling the left knee now, each circle larger than the one before it. So you're actually creating a very large spiral here. Now, you may hear click, click, pop, pop, and that's often the case when we have a slight issue within our hips. If it creates pain for you, then you don't want to hit that little nugget. You may want to back off a little bit and focus instead on what is feeling strong and harmonious. We'll tackle some of those pops in the Yoga Tune-Up massage ball work. Circling smaller and smaller, and then release. Good. Next, coming into a flow series to open up the hip from every conceivable angle. Grab a hold of your heel, or if you can't reach your heel, you can also grab your ankle. You can also use a towel or a tie, but it's best to actually hold on to your ankle or foot here. Pull your knee down straight towards the floor, coming into a half happy baby. And then take your leg across, reaching it all as far as it will go, crossing across your body. You may be able to straighten it all the way. And then rebound, crossing it back and across, knee to the floor, back and forth. We're trying to saw open our hip socket here. Sawing it, of course, in a friendly way. And we're using motion to help it open. So we're tricking it into going into a range of motion that maybe it's capable of doing, but that it hasn't done in a while. Each repetition, you want to try to go even further, even trying to open your knee on the outside. Just a couple more. Notice that your spine is also going to turn when you do this. When we open our hips, we get a nice result in the spine as well. Straighten that right leg, and now bend your left knee, grab either the instep or your ankle, and first pull the leg down, finding a half happy baby. It's like a happy baby. And then the baby's so happy that it wants to move its leg across, back and forth, like a seesaw teeter-totter. Feeling all of the muscles on the outside of the hip and the inside of the hip alternating to help open up and mobilize the hip socket and the pelvic bone. Often, when our hips are locked, it causes pain throughout our bodies, especially the spine. Now, increase your range of motion, opening even broader, moving that leg all the way across, letting your spine spiral, having fun. Remember, this is a happy baby. And then release. Lastly, you'll need to use your Yoga Tune-Up balls to target a muscle called the piriformis. The piriformis is a major muscle in your buttocks that helps to rotate your thigh bone outwards. The muscle starts right about at your SI joint. That's called the sacroiliac joint. You can find it by looking for the dimples in your sacrum. There's a little dimple here on the inner edge of each buttock. So you take your balls and place it right there on that dimple, and then slowly start to shimmy your hips along the muscle from side to side. The muscle of the piriformis overlies the sciatic nerve, and often when people have sciatic nerve pain, it's because the piriformis is so tight. Now, because you're shimmying and your buttocks do have some amount of size to them, from time to time you're going to have to reset the balls because your buttocks are going to be pushing the balls out of the way. And one more thing you could do to get deeper into the piriformis is to drop one knee at a time as you shimmy. And you will definitely need to reset your balls. But oh my goodness, this is so incredible. What a massage right into that piriformis. Now, you're welcome to stay all day and massage into your piriformis. But for now, I'm signing off. That was your 5-minute Yoga Tune-Up Quick Fix. We'll begin on our back with bicycling. Lay on your back, pull your feet off the floor, press your abdominal muscles down into the floor, and then begin to pedal your legs as if you were on a great big psychic bicycle. This is an exercise to tone your hip flexors, and you're also going to be getting leg strengthening and abdominal strengthening. Depending on how limber your hip flexors are as it relates to your back, you may be able to cycle your feet very close to the floor without letting your back come off. Keep your back pinned to the floor here. Go ahead and reverse, making more and more dramatic cycling motions with your feet, as if you're pedaling backwards away from a great big bear in the woods. Because, you know, you never know when you're going to bike into a bear in the woods. This will prepare you for that and for many other things in life. Now, the bicycle pedals are coming from everywhere. You have no idea where the next bicycle pedal is coming from. And as you move your legs about, keep pressing your navel into your spine, lower back going into the floor. This is crazy, crazy bicycle pedaling. In the meantime, your legs are getting more toned, those hip flexors continue to tone, and of course, your abdominal muscles. Keep pedaling, getting hotter and hotter, crazier and crazier, and then release and breathe. You'll feel your heart rate accelerated just from that simple exercise. Next, we'll soften our hip sockets by coming into the bouncing knee. Pull your right knee into your chest, and you just want to bounce the leg in towards your body. Now you'll see that I'm bouncing with such a force that it's creating a residue of movement in my entire spine. And my head keeps saying, yes, 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 I love to bounce my knee. You want to get a through line of movement all the way up through your skull. Go ahead and switch your legs. Bouncing knee. Now, sometimes one leg understands the bounce better than the other. But in time, both sides of your body will learn to relax just as well as the other side. This pose has as much relaxation going on for it as it does other things. The body loves to be rocked. Babies fall asleep when they're rocked, so why wouldn't you? Good. Straighten the leg. Pull your right knee in again, creasing the knee, creasing at the hip. Take a deep breath in, and this time on exhale, use your abdominal muscles to pull your ribs up to your chest and your chest towards your ribs. Stay here for a moment, breathe in, swell your belly, and on exhale, deflate your belly and come closer to your leg. Breathe in again, stretch and swell your belly, and then from inside, contract your abdomen to get even closer into your leg. One more time, swell the belly, big, see it swell. And on exhale, contract it, come even closer and tighter, and for your last moment, reach your arms out, keep your leg and chest together, Excellent. That will strengthen your hip flexors and your abs. Pull the other knee in. Deep breath in. On exhale, curl your rib cage up to your leg. Chest, meet leg. Leg, meet chest. Let's be friends. Breathe in. Exhale, contract your body into your leg. Inhale, swell that belly. And exhale, draw your belly into the leg, leg into the belly. One more time, breathe in big. Exhale, squeeze and curl up. At the end of your exhale, reach your arms forward and release. And breathe. There'll be a rush of heat going through your whole body now, having contracted your psoas and your abdominal muscles so superbly. Come on to sitting and grab a block, or if you don't have a yoga block, you can also use a big book, like a phone book or dictionary here. Set yourself onto all fours. This is a pose that helps to exercise and therapize your buttock muscles. Stay on all fours and trying to keep your right knee directly underneath your right hip. I call that joint stacking. This is total asymmetry in the hips, and we're going to really play around with that asymmetry by hiking the left hip up and then lowering. Hike it up and lower. Now, what's interesting here is, although it looks like the left hip and leg are getting to do some really cool stuff, it's actually the work is happening deep within your right buttock muscle. This is a fabulous toner for the external and internal rotators of that hip. These are tissues that over time, if they're not used, they will seize up and cease to function. So we want to keep them very strong and very supple. Switch it over. Let's tune up our left hip. Hike your right hip up and then lower. Slowly up and slowly down. Now, as you do this, you also want to be very firm about your core. Try not to let your back slack out. Very strong, stable spine will help you to dig deeper into the goodness that is in the outside of your left hip right now. Breathe in, breathe out, tuning up that hip socket. So that hip will give you energy and longevity for life. Good. Come off your block. Let's do one more in that style. This time we'll be still. Pull your left hip up as high as it will possibly go, and then straighten the left leg straight out to the side. You guessed it. This is just like your furry four-legged best friend there at the fire hydrant. Now, the idea here is, instead of just leaning off to the right, you want to move towards the leg that's in the air so that you really feel the stabilizers of the left leg. Powerful, powerful strength. Good. Switch sides. Left knee on the brick. Pull your right hip as high up as possible. That means your left hip socket is externally rotating maximally, and then straighten that right leg way out and lean into it. It's as if you were pushing the right leg into a wall here. Lift the leg straight out to the side, not to the back, but straight out to the side, and release. Excellent. Boy, that's working the hip. Next, grab a second block and make your way up to standing. Step your right foot up on the one block, feet are hip width apart. Bend your body over, lowering down to the ground, and use your second block for balance here. Or if your hamstrings are really tight, you'll need this as well. If you have very loose hamstrings, you won't need the block. Bring your hands to the floor. Lean your body right onto the right leg. It'll be tempting to not do that, but I want you to lean your body onto the right leg and then slowly begin to straighten the right leg to whatever degree you can, so long as you can remain touching either the floor or the brick. Next, lean your hips way off to the right. That'll stretch right into those muscles that you were just contracting. Next, take your block and walk it over to the side, or you can also do this without the block. Walk your hands over to the left while you lean your hips to the right, and ooh, there's a mighty, mighty stretch across the outside of your leg. Good. Unwind change your legs. First, just rest your chest on that left leg, and then begin to stretch through the back of the leg, hands on the block or hands on the floor. Lean your body off to the left so your hips sway to the left. You'll feel this tracking all the way into the lower back. And then walk your hands as far away as they'll go, especially that left arm, to get deeper into the outside of the leg, stretching into some fabulous buttock muscles and the hamstrings. Good, and release that. Come on back to the floor. And lastly, we're going to get to massage the outside of our leg, that IT band, the iliotibial band, that can get very tight and congested. Lay on the side of your leg, the side of your leg where you would have a seam. Use your hands and begin to pull your body up and down directly along the side of your leg. The end of the IT band is high up on the side of the hip, and the muscle that is encased in the IT band is called the tensor fascia lata. I love massaging my tensor fascia. I also love massaging my IT band. Well, you know, basically I love massaging everything, and these YogaTuneUp balls really do the trick. Good, switch sides. Underneath the outer seam of the leg, cross your left foot across, use your hands and pull yourself back and forth along that side seam of the leg. Now it's up to you how much weight you put into the leg. Gravity is going to help dig deeper into your tissues, but that's only if it feels like it's just at that comfortable edge of discomfort. Make sure you roll all the way up to that tensor fascia as well on the side of the hip, as well as going down the leg. You can massage this out for as long as you like, but for now, I'm signing off. That's the end of your YogaTuneUp Quick Fix. To start, you'll need a strap or a belt, or you can also use a hand towel. Wrap the strap around your ankles to pull the two lower leg bones all the way together. Now you want to create as tight a cinching as possible, but there's no need to actually knot it or fasten your belt. Flip around so that you sit directly on top of your heels so that the balls of your feet are on the floor. This is a massive stretch for the soles of your feet and your ankles. Once you sit down, the weight of your tail will help to keep the belt closed. Breathe deeply, as if your ankles have capacity for opening just like a lung. Often, the soles of the feet, the foot bones, and the ankles can become extremely restricted over time because of the types of surfaces that we walk on. Concrete, asphalt, these things all create wear and tear on our muscles and bones and tendons and ligaments of our feet. And we're hardly aware of it until one day, all of a sudden, we just start getting these cramps or plantar fasciitis, which is a swelling and inflammation of the sole of the feet. This is an exercise that helps with that. Now, I know you're probably really enjoying yourself right about now, so let's go ahead and change the angle of our feet. Flip over so that now the feet are in a position called plantar flexion, and I'm retightening the strap as well to make sure that the inner ankles stay together. So right now my feet are pointing forward, just like a ballerina's foot would point forward. And this is helping not only to, again, open up the ankles, but I'm also having a nice stretch along the front of the shin here, where we get the shin splints in the lower leg. Breathe deeply, let your body weight sink into your heels. Now, if this is excruciating for you, you can also take some of your body weight off by leaning forward. You can also do that in the first position as well. One more time, flip your feet, sit high up on your heels, and this time walk your knees forward just a bit. That's going to exaggerate the stretch all the way into your toe bones. One more deep breath. Good, and release your feet. Let the blood rush right back in there. Take your strap off and then come on up to standing. Come up to standing, and you want to place yourself right next to a wall for a very wonderful calf stretch. Step back away from the wall so the leg is turned out about 30 degrees, sole of the foot on the floor. Bring both arms to the wall and then begin to push very firmly into the wall as if you're trying to push the wall over. This will drive a line of force right down through the back of your calf and help to stretch open the calf and the ankle. Last effort, press into the wall, push the foot down, and then switch your legs. Left foot back, turn the foot out a bit, and then stretch. If you tend to wear high heels, it's always a good idea to stretch out your calves at the end of the day or at some point during the day. High heels create a lot of tension in our calves, so this stretch helps to open up those muscles that can get really crampy and tight. Good, and release. Next, you'll need your Yoga Tune-Up balls for a stretch of the sole of the foot. We're going to place the balls in two places, at the front of the arch and the back of the arch. If you have really good balance, you can do this away from the wall, but it's always nice to have a wall just there to help stabilize you. So the balls go right underneath the ball of the foot, close to the front of the arch. And then you want to stand and drop weight right into the balls. Make sure that you're not sticking your tail back, but you use this opportunity to actually try out a new balance in your body. Breathe deeply. And then roll forward. So now we roll so that the ball is at the back of the arch. So we're not right on the heel, we're right in front of the heel at the back of the arch of our foot on both feet at once. Breathe and let your body weight sink right into the balls. You can also play around with rolling the balls all the way through the foot so that all of the bones of your feet spread out over the rubber of the ball. Really feels good, especially after a long day. And then finally, step off of your balls, stand on your 2 feet, and feel all the new space in the soles of your feet. And that was your 5-minute Yoga Tune-Up Quick Fix. We'll begin in sitting. Squeeze your inner legs together, keeping your feet and ankles connected. Begin making circles with both feet at once. The 2 feet act as a propeller. Each circle that they make larger than the one preceding it. Big scooping circles. Go ahead and reverse the directions of your ankles. Be also careful here that it's not your legs that are moving, but your actual ankles and feet are making the biggest circles that they possibly can. You want to feel a dull ache around the ankles here, getting into muscles that are often neglected. Next, sit with both toes, both feet, flexed, pointing back towards your knees. Keep your toes pulling back towards your knees, and then press the big toe mound forward. I call this Barbie doll foot because the foot almost looks like a Barbie doll. And then finally, point all 10 toes forward. Pull your 10 toes back, Barbie doll foot, ankle pulls back into dorsiflexion, and then again, press the big toe mound forward, 10 toes forward, 10 toes back, ankle back. Foot forward, toes back, ankle back. A few more times like that. This action helps us to articulate through the bones and joints of the foot. Many, many joints and bones here to get clear movement. Last time. Good. Keep your toes pointing straight up towards the ceiling. And now, turn the feet so that they invert. When the feet invert, the soles of the feet will touch, almost like the feet are coming into prayer hands. And then reverse that action by everting the ankle. Everting the ankle will contract the side muscles of the ankle. These are the muscles that often get overstretched when we sprain an ankle. We invert, touching the soles together, and then we evert. Invert, evert, strengthening the sides of our ankles. Next, point your big toes forward, just your big toes, and then pull the big toes back while pointing the four toes forward. Big toes forward, four toes back. Big toes back, four toes forward. Alternate, trying to individuate all of your little toes away from each other. It's interesting. Sometimes when we first are starting to learn this, it's very challenging to get this separation. Your mind and your eyes are saying, toes, move, move, but they won't do it. So if that's the case, you want to bring your hands down here and actually manually separate the toes so that they have an idea of what the movement is supposed to be. And then you may be able to get an even more clear articulation on your own here. Next, cross your left ankle across your right thigh, and then interlace your fingers into each and every one of your toes. This is called interdigitation. This will help to spread out the webbing of your foot. And then begin to rotate your ankle like you're cycling an old accordion or Nickelodeon here. The ankle is being cranked. Reverse the directions. At the same time that you're cranking your ankle, squeeze your fingers into the toes. Doesn't that feel good? The insides of the toes need a little loving too every now and again. Good. Release and switch sides. Ankle cranks. Cranking up that Nickelodeon. All the toes interweaved in between the fingers. Give them a good squeeze and then crank your ankles. Now, as you crank your ankle, you're also trying to increase the range of motion in your feet. So you want to feel for the size of the circles. Lots and lots of circles. This helps our ankles stay supple and strong so that when we do fall, as occasionally we will, we'll just bounce right back and keep on walking. Good, release that. Next, stand up on your 2 feet and begin to raise and lower your heels, coming into some calf raises. This is some basic fundamental strengthening for your calf muscles. Lift and lower, pressing through the balls of your feet. Actually, this is the same as that Barbie doll foot exercise, but now we've changed our orientation. And of course, in changing our orientation, we're now having to lift the entirety of our body's weight again and again. But we're doing it in a concentrated, focused, aware manner. Breathe as you lift and lower. This is also a great time to use your abdominal muscles to help gain balance and control of your posture. Last time, and lower. Good. Now we're going to do some walks. Lift your toes up and bear your weight on the back of your heels. You want to start to just walk around. I'm walking around on my mat, it's a nice cushion. This is to stimulate and exercise the muscles at the heel. You know the famous Achilles tendon attaches down here. So this is a way to actually get some stretch into that tendon. Walking on your heels, up and down. This will also strengthen the front of the shin and the foot as well. And then turn both of your feet out so that you are inverting the ankles again, and we will walk on the side of our feet. So this is pretty much exactly happens when you sprain an ankle. Usually you roll out and you overstretch these muscles. So now we're actually helping to stretch them and bearing weight. Make sure as you're walking that you're not sticking your tail back, but that your abdominal muscles are engaged as you walk. Inverted ankles. And then evert. So now you walk on the inner edge of the foot. Imagine that your feet are like ice skates. So now you're walking on the inside of the blade instead of the outside of the blade. Walking up and down the ankle, up and down the mat, stimulating the inside of the edge here. Lots and lots of acupressure points. Lots of little blind spots in here to awaken. Good. Next, stand next to a wall. Step your left foot forward and stretch your right leg straight back so that both feet are parallel. We're going to stretch the whole calf now. Press your hands firmly into the wall as you shoot your heel down and back. Breathing very deeply as you open up the calf. Now bend your knee, keeping the sole of the foot on the floor. This will increase the stretch across the back of the ankle. And then slowly drop the knee, picking the sole of the foot up, and change. Left foot back, pressing the heel into the floor, press the wall away from you, long stretch. Bend your knee without letting the sole of the foot come off the floor and feel the depth in the ankle. And then pull the heel off the floor, stretching across the big toe, and then finally peeling the foot off the floor as if it were stuck. Finally, point your toes to the floor and begin flicking your toes very quickly, just to massage into the toe bones again. Flicking, flicking, flicking. You'll often see ballerinas doing this to help warm up and get circulation and stimulation in their toe bones. And then change. Flicking, flicking, flicking. This is very loose movement. You're not trying to stub a toe here or lose a toenail. It's very quick, flicky, flicky, flicky. And then lastly, find your yoga tune-up balls and begin to roll over the entirety of the foot with the ball. So I'm standing on one ball, kind of getting some stimulation there as I'm rolling and massaging across the other one, and then switching. This feels so wonderful. I love having my feet rolled out. Nothing like it. Because when the foot is nice and open, it transfers energy more efficiently into the rest of your body. And you'll feel that now as you stand upright on your two open, strong, relaxed feet. These are some happy, healthy, long-lasting feet. That was your 10-minute Yoga Tune-Up Quick Fix. We'll begin on our backs in Sidewinder. Interlace your hands behind your head, tail on the floor, feet off the floor. Bend your body from side to side. This is to help tone into your oblique muscles, those waist muscles. Your waist muscles are instrumental for helping keep your lower back toned, supple, and healthy. Breathe deeply as you bend from side to side. Make sure that you're not twisting your head or turning it about, but that your spine and your oblique muscles, your waist muscles, are doing the movement for you. Your upper body and your lower body are going to be pulling together on each side, just like they were on two turntables. Good, and release. Next, revolt abdominal pose. Bring both arms out to the sides, 90 degrees to your body. Pull your feet off the floor, glue your legs together, almost as though you only have one leg. And then twist your lower body so that your knees tap down close to your elbow from side to side. Breathe continuously as you move. Knees staying glued together, doing your best to keep your hands on the floor. Breathe naturally, but do breathe. There's a tendency in this pose to actually separate your legs and let them get lazy. Your inner thigh muscles must work as you rotate from side to side here. It's all right if your shoulder comes up. If you're tighter, that's going to happen. If you're looser, it will stay down. Good, and release. Next, doing a pose that's a very deep side bend. It helps your lower back. It's called side bending shavasana. For that, separate your legs so they're wider than your blanket and open your arms out to the side. Take a deep breath in, press your lower back to the floor, and on exhale, hinge your body, folding over to the left. Take another deep breath in, and on exhale, increase the crease in your waist. Make sure that you're not increasing the crease by walking your shoulders. That's a cheat. But by using your waist muscles. Fold again. And then act as though there's a giant beach ball in between your legs. And start to cross your right leg towards your left. The idea here is not to just throw the leg over to the other leg, but to make it difficult for the legs to come together. This is going to do two things. It's going to deepen the contraction in your left waist, helping to wring out your lower back muscles, and it's going to increase the stretch on the right side of the waist, helping to stretch out the lower back and waist muscles. Good. Return to center. Deep breath in, and on exhale, other side. Crease over to the right. Make sure also that your lower back and hip are not lifting off the floor, but that they stay pressured down. Breathe in, and on exhale, increase the crease. Inhale again, and on exhale, increase the crease. Don't cheat by using your arms. Start to walk your leg across, imagining that you've got a big beach ball in between your legs that you're trying to crush. Keep sliding the leg across. Keep the lower back on the floor. Feel the increase of the contraction on the right side and the increase of the stretch on the left side, and then rebound, coming to center. Flip over onto your abdomen, coming into the locust mini-vini. Clasp your hands behind your back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, rise up, inflating, and exhale, deflating. Inflate, deflate. Strengthen your lower back, deflate. Last time, inhale, rise. Find those lower back muscles, and release. Good. Pitch yourself back into child pose for a moment. Take 2 deep breaths that help to stretch the quadratus lumborum, your major low back muscles, and the longer erectors of your back. Breathe and swell that area. Good. And finally, we'll get a little massage on our low back muscles. You'll take your YogaTuneUp balls and place them very close to your pelvis, not on the pelvic bones or the buttocks, but just above, in the middle of your lower back. Lay on your back. Gently place the balls close to your spine, above your pelvis, and then simply tip your pelvis down to the floor as you inhale, and on exhale, lift it up. Inhale, tipping it down. Exhale, picking it up, allowing the balls to rub their way into your exquisitely toned lower back muscles. Excellently well done. You can stay and massage your lower back as long as you want. But for now, that's the end of your 5-minute YogaTuneUp quick fix.